Hi, it's the Bella DeVera Foundation, and I wanted to talk about this little trademark I'm using for part of my foundation, Sex Alchemist. So, whenever you are trying to do spiritual practices and you want to heal something, alchemy I think is about not getting rid of it, but it's about transforming it into the highest thing that it can be. So for sex, it can be, done also, but like depending on what you're dealing with, about this subject. Uh it's something to talk about, like if you I mean, I don't know, or have intimacy fears or an addiction or such things. But I wanted to talk about a spiritual perspective on sex. Chiron in astrology is the wounded healer, and with Mars certain aspects it's about sex, and it can be a healing aspect. So, and then there's like, I saw this cute thing on Twitter about cuddle therapy. That can be in a romantic or non-romantic way. But if you happen to, want to do that in a romantic way with your partner, then, it's something to talk about. But all these things are a part of my foundation, because I see coping mechanisms in the subject of sex. If you're using a coping mechanism and trying to put it into the topic of sex, it's not sex, it's a coping mechanism. So, my sex alchemist trademark thing for my foundation is about coping mechanisms. So, let's, get rid of the coping mechanisms somehow, transform it into, something healthy, but quit calling it sex because it isn't. That's not cool. And it's your own. You don't need to put that on the other person, whether you're flirting or married or, something else. And whether it's, you know, actual sex with them or, hugs or anything romantic or, with any kind of person. Let's not put coping mechanisms into the topic and call it sex because it's not that. A coping mechanism in the topic of sex, that's an addiction. So just call it what it is. I mean, it's all right to be a person, and have things to deal with, there's nothing wrong with that. So let's just call it what it is and quit, hiding behind fear and stuff. But for the sex alchemist thing, I want to get into this conversation for my foundation about this topic and try to have a support group for people so we can heal and not hide. I'm sick of seeing people feeling like they have to hide about the subject and not heal it, which I think a lot of people on this planet don't even know how to heal this subject. So that's what I'm here for, to try to figure this out with you and figure out how to heal all of us. Because I don't know who all is healthy and not healthy about this subject. But it's very common to not be completely, healthy about it. Like watching porn or, whatever, which I've done. I mean, plenty of. And it's gross. I used to not think so. But it's not cool. It's not something to have a part of your personality or your reputation or your character or whatever. I want to put information out there and have a group for this so we can heal and support each other, not think it's cool to have a reputation about this, because that's not cool. Especially if you're lying, because I happen to have gotten fake accounts on social media before that wanted to be a part of the subject, and I've never been a part of it in any kind of unhealthy coping mechanism kind of a way. You know, if I do anything ever that is unhealthy, it's in my own bedroom, you know, where, I'm not sharing it with the public. If me and another person, or however, want to do unhealthy things, that's no one's business. But I never, ever, ever have done anything, and never will, on social media with anyone about this topic, and it's not going to happen. So I wanted to make a support group for people that do this, to have a place where they can feel accepted, not shamed for what they do or don't do about the subject, because there's a root of it. The root of it is healing or being hurt, and the root of it is, fear of intimacy. And I'm not saying people do or don't have actual sex that have a fear of intimacy. I'm just saying that people have fears and coping mechanisms and addictions, and I want to make a support group for people where they can feel accepted about the subject and talk about it and not hide about it, so we can feel whole and accepted, not hidden and in bits and pieces, because that's not okay to feel that way. It's not okay to grow up into an adult and feel like we have to hide from each other. That it's not okay that anyone ever made anyone feel that way. No one needs to hide anything about them and feel unaccepted about anything about themselves. It's not okay to make anyone feel that way. So that's part of what my foundation is about. So, in this video, I'm not going to give like a bunch of, like techniques on how to heal necessarily, but I just wanted to make a video about it, just to get the word out there that this is what I want to do about this subject, because it's an important topic to care about and to not hide from. We're all sexual beings, and we don't need to not be. But if you're gonna be a part of such a topic, then do that, not avoid it and have coping mechanisms about it. So anyway, but I'll be making more videos about this subject in the future, and hopefully getting a group together. So if you're interested in being a part of this in any kind of serious way, to heal yourself or to help people heal themselves, reach out to me about it, because I'd, love to get a group going about this, to, support people, not to do anything unhealthy and, unloving about it. Because this is not for me doing any practice of healing you about it, because that's I don't get into that subject ever, at all, ever. It's not what I do. We're just talking about the subject and trying to heal as friends, like talking about it, So anyway, let me know if you're interested in this. So thanks for watching.